Hardworking Mom. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're actually going to put some mesh on a grapevine, and we're going to do a wine theme. Y'all know I love wine, so that's what we're doing. Now this, and we're going to cut off some of these little strays. This is a sign and ribbon set in our shop. So it comes with this, the wine ribbon, and these two. And I'm going to add another one from our shop. And I'm actually going to use a 21-inch mesh that I just have left over. So we're going to cut the 21-inch mesh. We're not going to need very many of them. We're going to cut them at 15 inches. This mesh is wine color, but you could do this burgundy color, you could do gray. Either one of those would work really well. We're really not going to need very many of them. Okay. Let's see if we can do it with 3. Okay, so when I am working on a grapevine, I'm going to look and see what side is kind of the saddest side. I think it looks to me like this side is definitely the sadder side. So that's where our side is going to go. Okay, and we're going to put it right here like this. So that's where our sign is going to go. This over. And these are going to go over here. So what we're going to do is we can either take Okay, so we're going to use pipe cleaners. You could also use tinsel ties. This is a garland. And I think we're going to use this. So this makes it the easiest because it's already, the ties are already spaced out. And all you have to do is zip tie some of this down. So this is the side that we want to put our mesh on. So I won't need this extra bit, so I'll just turn that off. But this is what they put on wreaths right here. This is what you put on a wreath to make a work wreath. So we do have these in our shop, and they're really awesome because you can take any frame or grapevine and make it into a work wreath, because what you're going to be using is this. So I'm going to slip it in here, and then we're going to zip tie it down. Okay, so you can see how quickly we were able to get this in there. So let's put this through here. All right, now we're just going to put a little zip ties down just to secure it. And just that quickly, we're able to get a base ready to put our mesh on. What's he doing?
Is he being gentle?
So I am going to zip tie it in several places just to make sure it's going to stay down. Which this is much easier and faster than having to put the ties on myself. So I can tell we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 5. of these. So we have 3. So let's do 2 more. And we are going to do the poof curl method. Okay. Okay, so that should be all we need. So to do the poof curl method, all you're going to do is loosely curl up that 15-inch piece. You're going to do about a 4-inch little curl on each side. The trick to this is to make sure that this cut opening is at the bottom. You also want to make sure that your rotary cutter, the blade on it, is nice and sharp. So we're going to open these 2 up. So you just take about 4 inches. You're going to put it in one tie. You're going to use 2 ties at a time. So put it in one tie, just like this. Then we're going to come down to the other 4 inches and we're going to put it in this tie, just like this. And then in this middle part, you're going to spread it out and make that poof. And we're going to go on to the next one. We're going to do the same thing. Okay, so 4-inch, it's going to go, you're going to open it up and it's going to go on top of that first one. Okay, make sure that opening is down so that you can spread out that poof. Okay, so place it here. And then spread out your poof, just like that. Okay? And we may even end up putting a second layer, we'll see. I want to see how it comes out first. So back into this tie, place it down, tie it off, 4 inches on this one, tie it off, spread this out, now I think we're just going to do the one. Okay, so last one, just loosely roll it back into this tie, put this one down. Remember to make sure that opening is on the bottom because that's what's going to make the difference. Otherwise, you're going to really struggle to pull that poof out. Okay. Then spread it out just like that. There we go. Okay. All right. So now we have our poof curl on there. Now we're going to add our ribbon in. So we only ended up doing 4, which I think is plenty. It covers that side. So we're going to do our tails. 5 ribbon tails. So I'll do 3 of this one. Two of this one. Okay, so once we have our ribbons together, we're going to go ahead and add in our tails. So we just fold them in half, pinch in the middle. Okay, so tie it around, and then we're going to spread it out. just like this. Okay? Alright, and then we're going to alternate with the other one. Okay, so spread these out, just like this. All right. This is a nice and easy project to do. Takes a lot less supplies. Okay, so you can see just that fast we have already gotten all of our ribbon on. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, we're going to put our sign, and then we're going to put a bow here to kind of drape down, and we're going to add in a few little corks just for some fun. So let's put our sign on. So I'm just going to pop a hole right at the top and the bottom with my metal hole punch. We do have these in the shop as well. I'm going to grab, we're actually going to use bind wire. So bind wire is very similar to the color on the Grapevine, so it's a lot easier to hide when you're doing something like this. Okay. With the bind wire, you're going to have to tie it right down at the base because you're going to have, it's a lot thicker than the other wire. So you just get enough through to tie it. It has a coating on it, and that coating will kind of come off possibly when you're tying it on. If it does, just tie it down at the base. So what you're going to do, the best way to do it is to take a weaving needle. Let's make sure we get this kind of in the middle, right there. And you can see you can take this weaving needle and just go right through the grapevine with it. It is flexible. There we go. Okay. Sometimes I will go through a couple of times just to make sure it's secure. But you can see it's very hard to see because it is the same color as the Grapevine. So let's do this one up here. So you just put it on just like you would if you're gonna sew. You want to get a good, nice bit of the Grapevine when you're doing this. Okay. I always make sure I have it on there snugly. And then like any other wire, I'm just gonna tie it around and trim it off. I'm kind of sneaking some kind of close to behind. Let me show you. So you can see that the bind wire is hard to see. It just looks like part of the grapevine. It looks like it could be part of the wire. It looks like it could be part of the grapevine. Couldn't get that out. Alright, so we have our sign on. It's not going anywhere. Now we're going to make a bow, and we're going to put some corks on. So we're going to start with the red on the bottom because that's going to be a nice base that will pop off. Alright, so we're going to do about 14 inches on the tail. Okay. So we'll do 6 inch. Okay. Alright, and another 6 inch. And another 6 inch. So we'll do 2 on the bottom. Okay. All right. There we go. Then we're going to come in with our gray and white. Okay. So 6 inch. 6 inch. Just one. Now this ribbon is a patterned ribbon. So there's 2 different ways you can do this. You can do this by hand and just not twist, or you can do it on here and you twist twice. So you put it on. Okay. Let's go a little bit smaller, maybe like 5.5. Okay. The trick to this is to get it on. Once you have it on, you take the entire piece and you twist it. So you want to have done your loop before you try to twist it. Okay. Okay. So we're going to twist that. And you see now we all have the same, we're all going in the same direction. Okay. And we're going to leave off, we're going to stop with this one. So this will be our last ribbon. Okay, so just want to get the same here. Okay. There we go. So I like to use zip ties. And this time I'm going to use another zip tie to put it on. But first we're just going to get it out. So I just tied enough to get it off of the bow maker. So we can see where the indention is, and I'm just going to slide it around, make sure it's in the middle of that indention. And I pull my tails out. Okay. I'll put the other zip tie right underneath this. And then I'm going to tie the whole thing nice and tightly together. And I'm going to hold this, and I'm going to twist and pull, breaking that bow from the center. You always want to work from the bottom to the top. Then we just kind of run our hands under the ties. And we can trim off the first zip tie. And we're going to put our bow on right kind of in the middle. And what I'll do is I will take this zip tie and I'm going to run it right underneath to where this wire is that we added on with our ties on it. Because that's a nice, good place for me to tie to. Okay, it'll secure it. Okay. Get it a little bit nice and tight. And once I'm happy with it, I'll cut that zip tie. Alright, now we're just going to kind of fluff out our bow. Here we go. Let's curl up our 1.5 inch. There. Just like that. I'll spread my tails out a little bit because I want to be able to see that pretty ribbon. So now for our corks, you can put a cork right in the middle of your bow. That is adorable. We can just put it right on with glue. For these, what I like to do is bend the ties over because it's going to glue very well right to that tie. If you're worried about it coming off, you can put a little stick right through here and then put it on. But we have all kinds, and I like this one. It has a little grape on it, so we can just kind of put that in the middle. So I will just take this, get a little glue on it, and then just put it right there in the center of our bow. How cute is that? Alright, then we'll take a couple here, just drop a little glue on it. and then just glue it right on that pick. Okay. Just like that. Okay. So that just adds a cute little bit. You could also put one at the top and the bottom of your sign. Like this. Actually, we could do a couple. So I think what we'll do is we'll do one down here at the bottom, and then we'll put a few together to put near the side. So you see how I kind of make a nice little base? So I have something to glue on. Let's do this one. Okay, just like that. Then I'm going to put a couple cute ones kind of arranged over here. So for that, we're going to use some sticks. So what we can do is we can put the stick, you might have to kind of work on it. So what I'll do is I'll use my awl. So you could use an awl or ice pick, make a hole in it, just like this. And then I can put it through, okay? So we're not going to see it because it's going to be put on top of this one. So I want to, almost like you're pre-drilling a hole, and I'm gently moving it back and forth so I don't break the cork. You want to be careful and try not to break the cork. Okay, just like that. Then I'm going to cut this off. And I'm actually going to put the glue on here. And I'm going to use this stick to put into my grapevine. So just in there, like that. There we go, there's one. So the other option you have is to use skewers that you can get from the grocery store. And what you do is the same thing. So you want to use a sharp object such as an awl. Get it through the cork. I am twisting it as I go, just so I don't put too much pressure on it. Alright, and then you will take your skewer and put it right in that hole that you made. Okay, so once I have enough out, I will put it in the next one. Now I'm going to put a little dab of glue in here to keep them together. Okay. I think this is more than I need. Alright, then I'm going to put a little dab of glue on this part. And I'm going to put it right in to the grapevine. Just like that. Okay. So you see that quickly? We have a really cute wine. So there's the bow, and there's the side, and we have our cute little corks in it. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is a really fun, easy project, and I will see y'all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye, y'all.